Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Influential Women Podcast. I have in the house Miss Colorado Rodeo and Miss Hailey Frederiksen here today. I am so excited to get to know you and to know your story. So welcome, Miss Hailey.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I am so excited to be here. This is my first in-person podcast interview that I have ever done. And I have to say, the studio is absolutely adorable. I love being in here. It smells delicious. And I'm so excited to answer your questions.
Yeah, well, thank you again for being here. So just tell me a little bit about yourself. I met you at the rodeo the other day, and my daughter was just in heaven. She could not take her eyes off you. And since then, now we've signed up for horse lessons. She wants to be a cowgirl when she grows up. So tell me a little bit about you and your background and how you got here.
Yeah, so just like your daughter, I was infatuated with horses and rodeo queens. And so I grew up riding horses, literally. There are pictures of my mom plopping me in the saddle before I could even sit up as a baby. So I was literally born and raised in the saddle. My mom grew up barrel racing. My dad team ropes, and they both still do those events.
Oh, you're kidding. Are they here at the state fair this weekend?
You know what? They came up on Sunday to watch me at the rodeo. They try and go to as many rodeos as they can here in the state to support me and watch me live out my dream. So I'm so extremely blessed with the two parents I have. I'm an only child. Both my parents are only children as well. So I have no cousins. It is literally just us three. So if you can imagine, we are very, very close knit. And like I said, I'm just truly blessed with the family that I have and the support that they've given me. And, with growing up in the saddle, growing up in the Western lifestyle, I've become extremely passionate about the way I've been raised. And so I was involved in 4-H for over 12 years, showing market and breeding swine. So you probably got to see some of the animals there at the state fair. So I was involved in that for a very long time. Grew up barrel racing. I held my very first rodeo queen title in 2009 as the Johnstown Saddle Club Princess. I had met Miss Rodeo Colorado that year, and it is safe to say I was hooked on becoming a rodeo queen and becoming the next Miss Rodeo Colorado. So this has been a dream of mine since I was 12 years old. Graduated from Colorado State University. Go Rams! Sorry, CSU Pueblo. But,
that's okay. Go Pack. I'll just throw my, they both got the shout out.
Yes. And majored in animal sciences with a minor in agricultural business. Became a first generation college graduate. I've always loved school for some odd reason. Always thought, to continue learning and to continue growing. If you stop learning, you stop growing. I think that is extremely important. And I've just always lived by that motto and can't wait to continue my education with my master's, hopefully from Oklahoma State University. Go Cowboys! With my master's in agricultural communications. So just like what you do with marketing and communications, that's actually what I'm wanting to do for the Western lifestyle.
That is so awesome. Well, man, I have already so many questions just based off that. But I'm an only child. I have 2 half sisters. So
you understand.
So I grew up as an only child. So if you need like a cousin or I could adopt you, can I have you as a little sister?
Absolutely. I adopt family everywhere.
You're so cute. Like, you're adorable. So we're going to adopt you somehow into our family.
New family member right here.
Yes. And so you barrel raced.
Yes,
do you still?
I have recently taken a step back from barrel racing. I don't have a horse right now that is really giving me what I want in terms of becoming a great barrel racer. I have recently picked up breakaway roping, which is a women's calf roping event, and I'm super excited. It is, and it's actually starting to get a huge stance in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association and being recognized by them as a major event in rodeo now. So it's super exciting to see women in another event in the sport of rodeo, not just in barrel racing. And
I love it.
Yeah, and
that
speaking
is so
of,
exciting.
Influential women and empowering women, I think this is a great way of empowering women in the sport of rodeo and the Western lifestyle. And it's a roping event. I mean, to be honest, I think a girl that can rope is pretty awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And how are you? Do you have the little steer and a hay, like where you practice all the time?
Yeah, I have a roping dummy. We like to call it. A roping dummy?
I'm sorry. So see, I didn't grow up in the roping world, so if my terminology is
And this is why we have these interviews and getting to show people what our lifestyle is and teach him about it. So this is why we are asking these questions. And yes, it is a calf dummy. It's on a sled. So my dad pulls it behind a horse and I rope it for practice. And I've gotten to rope a couple live pins of calves and have done pretty well. So I'm hooked and can't wait to see where it takes me next.
Well, good. Well, your next rodeo that you sign up for that, I want to be there. So you're going to have to keep me posted on
Yes.
that.
Yeah. I won't be in crown and sash, but I'll definitely be as a contestant. So I'm super excited.
Okay. And you always wanted to be the rodeo queen. How long have you had the title for?
So I have wanted this title since I was 12 years old. For a lot of girls that have been in a state title position, they've wanted this for a very long time. You'll find that theme across the board. And I have been in this position for almost 2.5 years.
That is so awesome.
That is unheard of, though. It is usually a 1.5 year commitment.
Okay.
The half year, which is 6 months, is a lady in waiting period. So I was actually crowned Miss Rodeo Colorado back in 2019. And I go in as a lady in waiting. My reign doesn't officially start until January 1st of that following year. And then we go to compete for Miss Rodeo America in December with conjunction with the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. And of course, all that became disarray. The Miss Rodeo America pageant canceled. And so that gave us girls the opportunity that already held the title in 2020, another chance to represent their state and actually compete for Miss Rodeo America. So I am the only Miss Rodeo Colorado in the 65 years that we've been around to have this title for 2 years. So I will go down in the history books, and I couldn't be more honored.
Well, I don't think they could have had a better person for the title that long. So congratulations.
Thank
and so
you.
You'll compete this year in the national title?
Yes, ma'am. So I just submitted my application for the Miss Rodeo America pageant. So I can officially say that I am now a contestant for Miss Rodeo America 2022. And I couldn't be more anxious and thrilled for the opportunity. It's an 8-day pageant. It'll be November 29th through December 5th. And it's right before all the festivities and the rodeo starts for the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
NFR in Vegas.
Yes, ma'am, under the bright lights. And we'll actually have our pageant at the South Point Hotel and Casino this year. It switches back and forth between Tropicana and GM Grand. And I think this is where the Miss Rodeo America pageant should have called home a long time ago. So I'm super excited for them to call home South Point this year.
Well, I don't even think they need to have a pageant. I mean, here's your winner already. So what do you bring to the pageant? What are you most nervous about? What are you excited about?
I think what I'm most nervous about is just making sure that those judges within those 8 days know who Hailey Frederiksen is. That was some feedback that I had received my first year trying out for Miss Rodeo Colorado. So it actually took me 2 years to get the title of Miss Rodeo Colorado. And one of my comments back was that the judges didn't know who Hailey was. And that really hit me hard. So I wanted to make sure that throughout the course of these 2 years as Miss Rodeo Colorado and going into the Miss Rodeo America pageant, that those judges know who Hailey Frederiksen is, that she's an authentic, passionate, and a leader in her industry. And so I'm hoping that those judges find out who Hailey Frederiksen is, and hopefully they like me.
Oh, I think they're going to love you and adore you like everybody else does when they meet you. So how do you come across, like, how do you show them that you're authentic and that how do you show them all those things?
Yeah, so that is something that my parents have taught me a long time ago, and have really instilled me as growing up, is just being humble and being true to yourself. And that is a lot to do with being authentic. Authentic has a lot to do with, letting people know who you really are, who you want to be, and what your aspirations are. And so I think that is so important, especially in this day and age where we try to fit ourselves into other people's shoes. And why should we fit ourselves into other people's shoes when they're already taken?
Yeah. So you could make your own.
Exactly. God made us the way he did for a reason. So let's embrace that. Let's be empowered, and let's just be authentic.
I love it. Well, I wish you nothing but the best, and you're going to have to keep me up to date on how everything goes. Like, do you have to have so many different outfits? How is the rodeo pageant compared to like a normal pageant?
Yeah.
Like, not a normal, but you know what I mean.
When we first tell people what our pageant entails, we do like to compare ourselves to a regular pageantry because that's what people tend to know a little bit more about. However, we pride ourselves on not being a beauty pageant, but a scholarship pageant. pageant. So I talked about getting my master's degree, and luckily I'll be able to fulfill that dream because of the scholarships that I've received through becoming Miss Rodeo Colorado. And as I have submitted my application for the Miss Rodeo America pageant, as a contestant, I will automatically receive $1,500.
Wow.
And that is incredible. That is for 33 girls, $1,500 across the board. So I am truly thankful for that opportunity to continue my education. But in addition to comparing ourselves to other pageantries, we are judged on our appearance, we're judged on our personality, but our talent is a little bit different. We are judged on our horsemanship skills. So we don't do the swimsuit modeling, and we don't have a singing or some kind of magic talent. No, our talent is horses. So we pride ourselves on being the best horsewoman that we could be.
You've nailed that, by the way.
Thank you.
And how hard is it to go around, in the arena holding that big flag?
I wouldn't like to call myself a veteran, but since I've been doing this for a hot minute now, it comes as second nature. I enjoy every minute just getting to go around in that arena and represent those sponsors and get on different horses. So yes, even though I do have 6 horses at home that are perfectly capable of doing this duty, I actually I never travel with my own horse. I hop on whatever horse they have provided for me at the rodeo. A lot of the times that's provided by the amazing stock contractors that help put on the rodeo, or just mom and pa that have a horse nearby that they can let me borrow for the weekend or the week. So that is a huge reason why we are judged on our horsemanship skills, because those judges want to know that we can handle those horses to the best of our ability. You'll get great horses, and sometimes you'll get naughty horses. So they just want to make sure that you can handle whatever is thrown at you.
Wow, and you're able just to get on any horse and just go for it.
Yeah, I will admit there are times I do get a little nervous, but that comes with anything new that comes your way. Horses, just like humans, have their own personalities, so it definitely comes with practice and time, but you figure out what those horses' personalities are. You work with them and see what they're willing to do with you, and just go out there and perform your best.
That is awesome. And you hold the title. What do you want to be remembered for, this year and the last 2.5 years? What do you want to be remembered for as Hailey Frederiksen?
Since I've had this title for 2 years now, honestly, I want to be remembered for someone that has just really taken this reign by the reins, literally, and has done the most that she has made a splash in this industry. Yes, I'll be remembered as the COVID queen, the pandemic queen.
The COVID queen.
Or, the queen that has held this for 2 years. But I really want to be remembered as that girl that did so much. She broke the barriers. She, went above and beyond. And I've always said, if you can't always give it your all, don't do it at all. And so, some girls, they tend to, step into a bunch of other things on top of being a rodeo queen. I have devoted literally my entire life for these past 2.5 years to being the best Miss Rodeo Colorado that I can be. And, I just want to be remembered for giving my all and making a splash in the industry.
Oh, I love it. And what does it all entail when you hold the queen? What events do you have to do? Because I've seen you at the rodeo, this past week, but I'm sure it's more than just this 1 week. You're probably all over the state, or tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so as Miss Rodeo Colorado, we like to say that we represent the professional sport of rodeo, the PRCA, which is the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, and the agricultural industry across the state of Colorado. So I am a state representative, and so I travel all over the state going to PRCA rodeos, school visits, clubs, organizations, just any kind of appearances that I can go to bring awareness to the Western lifestyle, as well as traveling out of state as well. So I've been everywhere from Florida, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Kansas, Idaho, you name it, hopefully California for Rodeo Salinas. So I'm just super excited to see what travels I have up next. Colorado State Fair kind of rounds out my summer run for rodeos here in the state of Colorado, but that doesn't mean my responsibilities aren't done yet being fulfilled as Miss Rodeo Colorado.
And what's been your favorite thing so far about holding the title?
Well, to answer that question, it actually kind of came to me just recently, about a couple days ago, I had met a young lady. She's about 12 years old, and her mom introduced her to me. And she said,
does that happen a lot? So it's not just me that brings
not
their
just
daughter
you,
to you, be like, will you please meet my daughter? It happens more.
It happens very often.
Okay.
I am a kid magnet, so to speak. I love working with the kids. But what was so special about this moment was that this little girl was 12 years old. She absolutely she just got her first title. That was the same age that I got my first title. That was also the same age that I met Miss Rodeo Colorado and completely changed the trajectory of my entire life. And I told her, I said, I just want to let you know that you are 12 years old. You are holding your very first Rodeo Queen title, which is also a princess title, the same title that I held. And this is also the same time that I met Miss Rodeo Colorado. Wow. I said, I have a feeling that you're going to be Miss Rodeo Colorado in the next in the next 10 years just from this moment. And you could just see her eyes lit up. And so moments like that where, someone did something so kind for me, just even, Audra McDobbs, who was Miss Rodeo Colorado in 2009, her just coming up to me, saying hi to me, having a conversation with me. She probably didn't know at that moment, but it just absolutely changed my life. And so I'm hoping that that moment that I had with that girl, hopefully it changed her life as well. And again, I guess you kind of already asked before, what can I be remembered by? And it's hopefully changing people's lives. And as cliche as it sounds, I really hope that I do.
I love that. And, you're a guest on my podcast because you're an influential woman to so many, especially the youth. I think they just really, really look up to you. Who has been an influential woman or man in your life?
That's very easy to say. It would have to be my mom.
Tell me about your mom.
She was a stay-at-home mom. She taught fitness for a very long time. She actually taught yoga.
That's awesome.
So I would get free yoga classes from her all the time. And
so that's how you stay so thin.
I don't know about that. Like I said, speed walking.
Yeah, okay.
That makes a huge difference. And so I actually grew up doing competitive dance as well. And so I was very active as a younger woman. And so my mom taught yoga for a long time. She stayed at home with me, raised me, and I couldn't have asked for a better way of growing up because we became so close. And with my mom being younger in her age, we get called sisters all the time.
And do you love that, or does
I do, because she's absolutely stunning, and I hope I age just as well as she does.
I'm sure she is.
So I do not mind the compliment at all, and of course she doesn't either. And she's just a strong person in my life that has shown me that no matter what background, no matter what obstacles have been thrown your way, you can always change what you want your life to be. And she went through some of those obstacles and has made her life into her dream life, what she always wanted it to be. And like I said, she's just a strong woman, absolutely has a strong faith, loves her family. And I, quite truthfully, I'm just being biased, but the best mom ever. And I look up to her in more ways possible, more than probably what she really knows. But I hope that someday, when it does come time for me to be that mom, that whether I have a son or a daughter, I hope that they look up to me just like I look up to my mom.
Oh, I love that. And what are 3 words that best describe her?
Authentic. And I know I've thrown that out there a lot, but again, she's the one that has taught me to be authentic, faithful, extremely faithful, both to our Lord and saving grace and to our family, to me. She's always been there for me. And caring. By golly, a mom that is caring, that definitely describes my mom. She cares for our family, cares for me more than anything. She'd put me and my dad first before her any day of the week. And no matter what time of the day it is, no matter what I need, she is always there for us. And just love her to the moon and back.
I love that. And for your mom, what would she say about you?
Well, I'm sure there would be some choice words used at some times, but, you might have to ask her herself, but I would hope that she would say hardworking. And I see you have a sign actually that says work hard on your desk. And
then, the flip side is play hard.
Play hard, okay.
You got to have a good balance in life.
Absolutely. That's another lesson that she's taught me as well, is to work hard. Always put your best foot forward. One of my favorite sayings is always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. And that just means, yes, you might not reap the benefits right away, but you will eventually.
And that is so true. And I think so many people get caught up in wanting the benefits right away. But if you could be patient, they'll come.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of people want to see the results. They want to reap the benefits right away, but it comes with time and it comes with hard work.
And same with your title. You didn't just get it when you were 12. You had to work for it, correct?
And I didn't get it after just 1 year of trying out either. It took me 2 years. And as devastated as I was for not receiving the title that year, another beautifully deserving young woman won that title, and she did so well. Kelly Stockton in 2019. She was a wonderful Miss Rodeo Colorado, and I couldn't be more happy for her. But I knew that after that pageant, and I knew walking into the pageant that I was going to be Miss Rodeo Colorado. I didn't know when, but I knew I was going to be. And with that, it comes with hard work. And if you want something, you have to work for it. There are no easy way out, right? And to even just be successful. And even though I have this title, that doesn't mean I'm still not working hard. I don't see myself as a perfect individual by any means, a perfect Miss Rodeo Colorado. I'm still working, I'm still learning, and I think it's so important that we keep that open mind to learning and growing our opportunities and possibilities.
I love it. And would you be willing to share one of your favorite memories with you and your mom?
Oh gosh, let's look back. Favorite memory with mom.
You're like, there's so many.
There are, and I'm sure you probably have a lot of favorite memories with your daughter. And as time goes on, you'll probably figure those out, later down. Remind me how old your daughter is again?
So my Paisley is 6 years old.
That's right.
And she adores you.
Oh, I love it. And Paisley, I love that name.
Thank you.
Gosh, I don't know if I can pinpoint a favorite memory.
Or just one that comes up of your mom that...
it's we actually have a lot more funny memories.
Yes, I love funny. I love
it. I wouldn't say this is one of my favorites, but it's the one that I can think of right now. My mom is blonde, just like me.
Just like you, so you're her mini.
Exactly. We are blonde, both inside and out. So there are some blondness personalities that come through. And we were at a drive-through for coffee in our local town. And I was actually driving. My mom was in the passenger seat. And the lady, we had our dog with us, which, okay, my dog is my brother. It's my mom's second child.
Oh, okay. And what kind of dog is it?
It's a miniature Aussie.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my
mom... And why are they the best?
Because they are the most loyal dogs ever, and they're so cute. We've actually had too many Aussies, and they've just been the most loyal dogs. But anyways, I call it my brother. He goes with my mom everywhere. She'll make decisions based on the dog. So she was actually not thinking of coming up to Pueblo to watch me at the rodeo because the dog would have had to stay home. And she didn't want to leave the dog home. But long story short, so our dog was with us when we were getting coffee. I was driving. My mom's in the passenger seat. And the lady, I don't think my mom could hear, but the lady was like, oh, would you like a dog treat? And I look over at my mom because I'm like, well, I don't know if she wants to give Rowdy a dog treat. And my mom's like, oh, I'm good. Thank you, though. And it's like, Mom, she wasn't asking, but she couldn't hear. So I just start laughing, and the lady looking at us that's giving us the coffee starts laughing too. And my mom's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, do you want a dog treat? And she's like, oh, no. She's like, I couldn't hear. So of course she was laughing too. But there's a lot of funny moments that we have like that. And that's just when you have to take a step back and be thankful for those silly moments and the time that I get with my parents, because eventually I won't get to live at home forever. There will be a time I will fly the nest and spread my wings and move on, but I know they'll be right there beside me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that story about your mom. She seems like a good time. I want to meet her. What is your why? And I know you're still young. What are you, like 24?
24, yeah.
Okay. Do you know what your why is yet?
You know, I think our why changes all the time.
You are so right.
Depending on where we are in our lives. And I think that's okay. It doesn't have to be a cement why, if that makes sense. And I think we need to be adaptable with that as well. Just like I said, you know, always have that open mind. I think we need to have an open mind with our ever-changing, evolving world, and that can also change our why. I would say at 24 years old, I think my why is, again, I described myself as being truly passionate, and I think the reason why I am in this position is because I want to share that passion. And as cliche as it sounds, and a lot of us girls, you know, say that we're truly passionate about the Western lifestyle. I will say on this podcast right now, I eat, breathe, sleep, agriculture, rodeo, the Western lifestyle, beyond this crown and sash, because I want to have a career in this lifestyle. So I think my why of having this position is only going to propel me into my future career and to explore my passion, to grow my passion, and to hopefully preserve and educate people on this lifestyle that I am so passionate about. But again, that's also where I am in my life, so that is my why. But who knows, maybe it can change later down the road.
So what is your dream job?
Oh, you know, I ask my parents that all the time, and even at their age, they're like, I don't know what my dream job is.
They're doing it though. Aren't they living their dream?
Yeah, I would sure hope so. I would have to say I'm kind of living my dream job too. You know, I just applied for my other dream job, which is the title of Miss Rodeo America 2022. So we'll see what happens. You know, I've had a lot of outpouring support from everyone around me, but I just keep telling them, you know what, I just got to keep working hard, keep studying, and just staying true to myself, and we will see what happens in December. But as broad as it sounds, my dream job, again, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but is to work in the industry that I'm so passionate about, and that is the Western lifestyle, the Western industry, whether it's on the rodeo side of things or the agricultural side of things. As long as I'm giving back to a community that has given me so much as a child, as a young adult, I would be completely content. I'd be living my dream. And as long as I get to live somewhere where I'm not in town and have room for my animals and land. And
how many different animals do you have?
You know what? We have 6 horses at home. I have 8 chickens. I hope they're still alive. Hopefully my mom's been taking care of them. I call them my ladies. Rowdy, our dog, and 3 barn cats. And I'm not quite sure how many roping steers, but we got
And do you have a bucket list of other animals you want to add?
Oh, absolutely. But unfortunately, I cannot bring them home with me. I actually was given the opportunity to adopt a skunk.
Oh.
A pet skunk. This gentleman had raised it from a baby. It was deskunked, so there's no scent bag in it left. He lived in Wyoming, but I was looking at some rules and regulations on wildlife as pets in the state of Colorado, and it is actually illegal to own a pet skunk. And, you know, I thought really hard to myself, you know what, Hailey, it's probably not right that being a state representative of Colorado to own a illegal animal. So I had to say no to that. I thought a pet armadillo would be fun to have.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I want a llama. At the petting zoo, they had a llama, and I'm like, you are just so cool.
I do love llamas. They do spit, though.
They do. Yeah,
but every animal has their cute quirks, so to speak.
And where are you from?
Wellington.
Wellington. And what do you love most about your hometown?
It's wide open. We're near Wyoming, so you kind of feel like you're in Wyoming as well. There's beautiful plateaus that surround us. So it's funny to say, but I am not a mountain girl. I'm a flatlander.
Okay.
I enjoy seeing wide open spaces. Go Dixie Chicks, wide open spaces. And every time I'm in the mountains, I love visiting them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I am proud to represent the Western Slope in our state, but I will say I enjoy seeing the wide open spaces, being able to see for miles on end, and having the room to have all those animals. And I've just always grown up that way, so I might be a little bit biased, but that's what I find enjoyable about where I live.
I love it. And if you could have lunch or tea or coffee with anybody in the world, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Gosh, that is a very good question. I would have to say, well, first we got to pick on what we're doing here. I would have to say lunch. I'm not a tea gal. I am a coffee gal, but I'm not a tea gal.
How do you take your coffee?
Oh, with just a little bit of cream.
Just a little bit of cream?
Yep,
Okay.
That's it. Really simple. And I'm not the girl to go up to the Starbucks drive-thru and have a crazy Starbucks order. I literally just say I want a blonde roast with cream, and that's it. And sometimes they mess it up, and I'm like, it's the easiest coffee order.
You get the blonde roast because you're blonde and you just feel like it's the right thing to do.
Exactly. You know what? Got to stay with that stereotype right there. Someone that I would have lunch with, gosh, there are a lot of amazing people that I've grown up with. I don't know. I might have to throw the question back at you. Who do you think you would have lunch with?
Oh my gosh, you can't do that to me. This is my podcast, Hailey.
Well, I want to see what your answer would be.
There's a list, and I think it's kind of like RY. It changes with what you have going on in your life. So actually right now, I want to do Sarah Blakely. She owns Spanx.
Oh.
And I've just been following her lately, and she's just so down to earth, but she's a successful businesswoman. She's an amazing mom. She always puts that first. So I just want to have like lunch with her and just, chat with her.
Yeah.
But it'll change next week, but yeah. Sarah would be one.
Okay. And that makes sense for what you're in, and your business, and like you said, you're a mom. Gosh, you know what? I think for this moment, because I'm going to kind of base mine off of yours, since you said, like our why, we're always changing. I would have to say, there was a woman that we just inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame this year, Martha Josie. She is a world-renowned barrel racer, has won a handful of world titles underneath her belt, or on her belt, I should say. And she really made a splash for women in the rodeo industry. And so to get the chance to talk to her and see, what was going through her mind when she was one of those women during that time of where rodeo was such a male dominant sport, what made her think that she could make a splash like she did in the industry. But of course, that could always change with time. I might want to have lunch with someone next week.
Yeah.
But she is truly a remarkable woman. She has the Martha Josie Ranch out in Texas, where she actually hosts clinics for young adults, children of any age, and does barrel racing clinics. And so she's still giving back to the sport, even though she's not competing anymore. But she is just a remarkable woman. My mom talked about her a lot growing up, and I think that's who I would like to have lunch with.
That's awesome. And we come across a lot of things in our journey that we don't know why they happen. What has been one of your unanswered prayers that you thank God for?
These 2 years. Never would I have ever imagined that when I signed that contract after winning Miss Rodeo Colorado, that I would be in this for 2.5 years. The longest time that any Miss Rodeo Colorado has been in this position, been underneath this crown. And even though it was unexpected, it was an unexpected blessing that I am truly thankful for every single day, because it has just broadened my opportunities, these possibilities that I've been able to experience. It has allowed me to make friendships that I'll have for a lifetime, even though I made them last year, and even though I had some amazing opportunities within that 1 year time span that we normally have. I've been able to expand that in this second year. And I've gotten to meet so much more people, touch more lives this year, and especially being in person.
Oh, I'm sure that's huge. Did you have to wear like a blingy mask through, the COVID year?
You know what?
You are always so put together so cutely.
Thank you. I did actually make a blingy mask.
Yeah.
The Miss Rodeo America organization had a mask decorating contest for us girls to kind of make fun and bring awareness to the masks. And I decorated mine with the Colorado flag, and I actually won second place.
Yeah, congratulations.
So that was awesome. There was a tie for second, if I remember correctly, but so I did wear that for one event. Masks were definitely a thing when I went to appearances. I did invest in the clear face mask shields, because I don't know if you've realized with your daughter Paisley, but children tend to read your mouths when you're speaking. The masks can kind of be a scary thing because they can't see the person's face all the way. So the clear masks were very helpful when it came to interacting with children, just so that they can actually see you and see your smile. Yeah. Your smile is the window to your soul.
Absolutely. You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Yeah. What advice do you give, like my 6-year-old Paisley or other children who, just aspire to be in your position? What advice do you give them?
You know what? As cliche as it sounds, and as many times as we hear it, don't let anyone get in your way at pursuing your dreams.
Absolutely.
I've had some people in my life that have tried to put me down, tried to bring me back from achieving my dreams, achieving my goals, being very unsupportive. And for a long time, I fell into that trap. And until I really realized that that was not who I wanted to be surrounded by, I completely excluded myself from those people in my life, and have now been able to fulfill my dream.
I'm so proud of you.
Fullest potential. And that, I would say, it has been another unanswered prayer of mine, is just realizing, who do I want to surround myself with? What people in my life are going to bring the best out of me? Who are going to be the most supportive? Who are going to tell me to go above and beyond of what I can do? And so to get those people out of my life that were trying to hold me back has really allowed me to reach my full potentials. So for your 6-year-old daughter, Paisley, who is still at the very youngest part of her life, obviously still figuring herself out, probably still trying to figure out how to count.
Yep. Today was picture day, so curling her hair today.
Yes. I remember those days. Going back to great memories with my mom. My mom would do my hair every single day. I loved bows.
Oh.
So my mom would do the cutest little bows in my hair. So that's always a fun memory I'll cherish with her. But again, going back to your daughter, telling her that, there are going to be people in your life that aren't going to be on your side. And that's okay. But let's pick those people out, put them in, where you want them, and get them out of your life so that you can actually go above and beyond and achieve those goals that you want to do.
Well, I'm impressed by you that you've learned that at such a young age, because I didn't realize that until after I was married. I call it my bus, and you're the driver of your own bus, and you get to choose who is on your bus. And sometimes you have to make those hard decisions to remove people or add the people who inspire you, who encourage you, and that is so important. And kudos to you for learning that at a young age. That is awesome.
I will probably eventually move to a bus as I get older, with how many seats and how many people are supporting me. But as of right now, I'm driving a Ferrari. There's 2 seats, and both of them are occupied by my parents.
I love it.
Those are going to be my most supportive.
So, you are a beautiful young girl. Are you dating anybody?
You know what? We are actually in our contract and not allowed to be engaged in a personal relationship, and that is just because they want us to be as approachable as possible. So like we were talking about some of the rules in our contract.
Like you can't take your hat off.
I can't take my hat off because it has my crown.
Yeah. So this is your crown, the turquoise. How
yes,
beautiful.
ma'am. So in our contract, any appearance that I go to as Miss Rodeo Colorado, I always have to have my crown, my sash, and my belt buckle on. Those are 3 pieces that have to go with you everywhere you go. But another one of those rules in the contract, and as silly as it sounds, but we're not allowed to be in personal relationships. But that's just because they want us to be as approachable as possible. Make sure there's nothing too crazy on our social media pages because we do have younger.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad rule either. And then it's like your year for you to really focus on you and your dreams and, completing your mission that you want to do with the title. I think that's fantastic.
Exactly.
But I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and there's a lot of guys that want to know, what do you look for in a guy in the future when you don't hold the title?
You know what? I look for someone that is just as driven as I am, maybe even a little bit more, so it pushes me above and beyond. So like I talked about, making sure that you surround yourself with people that you want to be or see in yourself. Surround yourself with those kind of people. So a guy that I see in my life is someone that is completely driven and is always pushing themselves above and beyond their expectations or their limits, so that it pushes me to be the best version that I can be. And that's so hard to find nowadays. There are people that...
You be patient.
Yes.
Come around.
And, I feel like a lot of us, especially as women, even guys too, we settle, and we shouldn't, and I'm not saying that there's a perfect individual out there, because we're not perfect by any means. The only perfect individual is God and God himself. So,
absolutely. But I love the song by Sugarland, and I used to rock out to it, like especially around your age. I think I was teaching at the time, and it was I won't settle for anything less than everything. And I wouldn't date. Like I just wanted, until like that right feeling came around, the perfect person for you. Nobody's perfect, like you said, except for God. You just don't settle.
Yeah. And so, my parents, they've always had this huge drive, and they've instilled that in me, and I've always had very high expectations. And so I'm hoping that that individual in my life has the same drive and expectations as well.
I love it. Well, and you love the ag side of world. Being here in Pueblo, have you had some of our Pueblo famous green chili yet?
Every single day.
Every day.
And I'm a spice girl at heart. I absolutely love spicy foods. I call myself, whenever I get asked what's my favorite food, I don't even say food. I say hot sauce. I'm a hot sauce connoisseur. I love all types of hot sauce.
What's your favorite?
Louisiana hot sauce.
Okay.
You can only get it at Walmart. Fun fact. I know that because I have searched everywhere for it, and you can only get it at Walmart. It's my favorite. You can put it on everything. And I'm pretty sure I have a stomach of steel. But with that being said, yes, I have tried the famous Pueblo chilies, and they go great on everything. Just like hot sauce.
Have you had a slopper?
I have had a slopper.
Okay. And we put them on eggs, so we call those huevos.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, huevos country. So
yeah. So good.
Girl, making me hungry.
I love it.
I went to the Governor's Plate, and they have all these food trucks from around the area that come and basically provide a specialty from their truck, as well as a specialty that has Pueblo chilies in it. And there was an ice cream truck that actually had sweetened avocado green chili ice cream. And as weird as it sounds, it was absolutely delicious.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, I've had a ghost pepper one, and it was like very sweet, and then it goes down your throat, and then you felt the
little
kick.
Bit of heat.
Yep, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So I used to work at the farm stands when I was teaching out here in Pueblo, and I would always be the chili tester, because I like hot stuff as well. Like I like the heat, and so I would be like, okay, this Pueblo chili isn't as hot as last year's batch, or this whatever, the dynamite. But yeah, it was always fun to do that.
And there's a taco truck at the state fairgrounds, which, by the way, the Colorado State Fair is still going on. So if you're able to make it, or you're in town, please stop by. There are plenty to see and do at the Colorado State Fair.
I love the fair. It's like Christmas. Every time it comes around, I get so excited. I'm just like a happy little girl.
Great food, great events, great PRC rodeos, great committee. I mean, you can't miss it, and you can't go wrong with the Colorado State Fair. And going with the Colorado State Fair, Logan, all roads lead to the Colorado State Fair.
Huh.
So, but there is a taco truck there on the grounds, and I've eaten there 3 times already. It's so good. So if you're, again, on the grounds, make sure to stop by that taco truck because you won't be disappointed.
That's awesome. And you're very busy in your world. What do you do for you? What do you do to fill your cup?
You know what? As a only child, I am very confident and very secure with being on my own. So I actually enjoy doing activities that just involve me. Mm-hmm. That's my way of re-energizing, regathering my thoughts. So anytime that I get to, just either drive in my truck and be by myself.
So you're a truck girl.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Colorado Chevy Dealers is a proud sponsor of Miss Rodeo Colorado. They provide us a brand new Chevy truck for us to drive all year. So sitting out there in the parking lot is a 2021 Chevy Silverado, three-quarter ton HD. And I am so extremely thankful to be driving that around. Shout out to Paul Stevens with John Elway Chevy Dealers in Denver for giving me that beautiful truck to drive. But speaking of that, I get to drive in my truck. And when I do, I like to be alone and blast out to music. I love listening to podcasts. But honestly, in addition to doing that for myself, I enjoy riding with my family. We exercise our horses. So even if we're not barrel racing or roping, we go out into the arena that my dad just finished building outside of our house. Awesome. And we just get to ride together. And that's, very therapeutic to me, just getting to be with them and ride alongside with them. And I really enjoy that.
That is awesome. And you talk about listening to music and podcasts. What's a song that best describes you, Hailey?
I am a huge fan of Cody Johnson. Mm-hmm. He just came out with a new song called Stronger. And it's about, I believe he's married. So I believe it's about his wife and how really much more stronger she is than him. Mm. And that, women are actually very strong individuals. Mm-hmm. We're beautiful on the inside and outside, but we are very strong individuals.
That's why we have babies.
Exactly. We might not have the muscles to back it up, but in terms of our character and the things that we can handle, we're very strong individuals. And so that song just really kind of, I just really enjoy that song. It's brand new.
That's awesome.
And kind of reminds me of my mom, to be honest.
I love it. And, you've had a lot of success. What's been one of your obstacles that you overcame?
Well, I kind of already hit it. I was in a personal relationship before I got the title Miss Rodeo Colorado, and I had talked about people not supporting me, people not being there for me in my lives, and taking those people out of my lives and moving forward, and being in that personal relationship for 4 years leading up to my win of Miss Rodeo Colorado. That was an individual that set me back from really achieving my goals, and I took the initiative to take that person out of my life, realizing that was not a person that I wanted to be around and be with. And I, again, wish him all the best, but I need to move forward. I need to achieve my goals. And I'm so glad that I overcame that obstacle because I couldn't be more happy with where I am in my life right now.
And what is your most proudest moment in your life?
Winning Miss Rodeo Colorado, to be honest.
What was that feeling like? They call your name and...
So I was the first one to be walked out on the stage for coronation. So I was the closest one standing to the podium. Mm-hmm. So it's not that I could read the cards. I wasn't cheating by any means, but I could lip read what our MC was about to say. So as soon as I saw her kind of word out the H in my name, I was like... oh my gosh.
This is the moment.
I bent down crying like a complete mess that I was because I was just in shock. I couldn't believe that I had achieved this dream. But it wasn't even just about hearing my name being called as Miss Rodeo Colorado. It was seeing my parents and my family out there in the audience just in complete shock, just in such joy over the fact that I had achieved my biggest dream, my biggest goal in my life at this moment. And so to see their reaction, because it's not just me that has gotten me to this point, it is my family, my rodeo queen tribe, as I like to call them, that have allowed me to get to this point in my life. And without them, I would not be where I am today. So to give this title not only to myself but to them has been the happiest moment of my entire life.
You're just so stinking cute. Like how do I put you in my pocket and keep you there forever?
Well, we are family now.
We are family. I don't know if you're a cousin. I'd like to call you a little sister, but you may be too young.
You can call me whatever. You can call me whatever.
You're just adorable. Like, you are just a good human. I could tell you're genuine, and I'm excited to watch you take the national title.
I that's what I really want. People are asking me, good luck. Do you really want it? I'm like, yes, I really want it. Yes, I've talked about wanting Miss Rodeo Colorado since I was 12 years old, but now that I'm in this position, I'm hungry for that next crown.
I love it. And all of your outfits, like, who does them? Like, where do you get them? Is it something that's included with the title? How does all that work out?
So a lot of the responsibilities and the financial responsibilities fall on our shoulders as the state title holder. We do have a fundraiser at the beginning of our year that helps us, get our year moving, get those financial possibilities up and going. And so a lot of our clothes, again, comes upon us to design and pay for. And I work with some great designers out of the state of Colorado. This jacket is actually vintage. It is a Roy Regis jacket. I'm actually borrowing it. So we do borrow clothes.
Oh, good.
Just to kind of keep the money
down,
and the costs down. Actually, Donna Vold, who is Kirsten Vold's mom, she is actually letting me borrow this jacket today.
I love it.
The Volds actually contract the rodeo there at the state fair, and Kirsten was like, "Oh, don't forget those jackets in there." So I'm getting to sport these jackets. So today's the first day I've gotten to wear it.
I love it. That's why I'm like, do they hand them down? How does all that work? Because you're always so, like, yesterday you had this awesome Colorado vest on. And
Yes. I do get all of the stuff is basically custom designed because there's not a store that has rodeo queen clothes for us.
Right.
I told my committee I want to be sparkling like a disco ball. If I'm not sparkling like a disco ball, then there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
So the more glitz and glam, the better. So like I said, we work with certain designers that create rodeo queen clothes for us girls. It is a little bit pricey, but I don't think that should hinder anyone from competing for a rodeo queen title because we do share clothes, and there are girls that are willing to rent stuff or pass down things. So there are a few pieces in my wardrobe that I have purchased and made that I will make perpetual. So I'll hand down to the girl after me just so that she can have a good start at her rodeo queen wardrobe, because it is an investment. But again, don't let that scare you if you are interested in trying out for a rodeo queen title, because there are girls such as myself that are willing to help those get a foot in the door in the rodeo queen world.
Oh, I love it. And tell me more about this fundraiser, and how can other people help you out and this title out?
Yeah, so we are contracted to have a fundraiser at the beginning of our year. We don't have to have one, I should say, but it is in our contract to, hey, like, you can have a fundraiser because this is an investment. It's always in February, so I'm not quite sure when my Lady in Waiting's fundraiser will be. She's working out the details right now. But
so you have a Lady in Waiting right now?
I do, yes.
And does she come to some of the events with you so you can train her? And
she does, just depending on her work schedule and how much I want her to be involved in my year. Of course, I want her to be involved as much as possible because I was thankful enough to get that opportunity from my Miss Rodeo Colorado, Kelly Stockton, who invited me to State Fair, and so I got to learn the ropes from her, and I think that really set me up for success the best way possible, and I want to give that same opportunity to my Lady in Waiting. So as many events that she can attend to, the better. So Ashley, this is an extended invitation to you to come to as many things as you can with me. But so our fundraisers are always in February. They are open to everyone, including our sponsors. And so we have silent and live auction. We have a dinner. This is also where we recognize all of our sponsors that help us. But again, it really allows the girls to have the best foot forward going into their year because it is a financial obligation and an investment. But it is an investment in your future, as I like to say.
Yes, absolutely. And what's a fun fact about you that nobody knows? Maybe only your parents know.
I could fake whistle.
Oh, let's hear it.
I can't whistle like naturally. I
No,
try.
you try all the time.
I might have to step away from the microphone, but okay, are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, you go, girl.
It's a fake whistle.
I needed that. I used to be a PE teacher, and I was like, I always need, instead of like, sometimes I would have my whistle on, and I would need, I like your fake whistle.
Thank
pull
you.
it off well.
Thank you. I'm just screaming, basically.
Yeah. And your favorite food's hot sauce?
Favorite food's hot sauce. I do not like spaghetti.
What?
Yes.
Huh.
Do not like spaghetti or lasagna.
I made lasagna last night.
Is baked spaghetti.
My kids kept saying like I have a 2-year-old too, and he kept saying it's so funny, but no lasagna.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you make it not knowing that I don't like it, by any means am I never gonna turn down free food.
Right.
I love food, so I will never turn down food. But I do not like spaghetti or lasagna. That always gets people because that's such a popular food item. I do love hot sauce, and yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
What's your favorite season?
Summer.
Right.
It's when all the rodeos are. Yeah, exactly.
Where's been your favorite place that you've ever rode a horse?
Oh gosh. It's funny because I look back at my 2 years and all the rodeos that I've been to are starting to mush together, and I'm like, wait, was I here? Was I not there? I don't remember where I've been. So I have to look through my social media page sometimes to figure out where I've been. But I would have to say probably the coolest place that I've gotten to ride is the Greeley Stampede.
Oh.
It's such a big arena. It's my home rodeo as Miss Rodeo Colorado.
Oh, is it really?
It is. So that feeling of knowing that this is the home of this crown and sash and this title just means so much. And especially when you get introduced into that arena.
The crowd goes
oh my
crazy,
gosh, they
I'm
go
sure.
crazy. My horse just flies by, and it's just a moment that I'll never get back, but it'll always stay with me.
So that's one of your most memorable moments, you would say?
I'd have to say yes.
And what else should we know about you?
For people that don't know me or have been listening to this podcast, and hopefully have figured out who Hailey Frederiksen is, and we talked about it at the beginning of the podcast, but who I want people to know as Hailey Frederiksen, again, is someone that is authentic, passionate, and a leader, and is willing to always put their best foot forward, and is willing to always work hard, but is someone that is just, excited to open that next chapter in her life and see what God has planned next. And if they have any questions about being a rodeo queen or wanting to get into this lifestyle, please feel free to ask me, approach me, write me an email, call me, whatever it is.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I do have an email, Miss Rodeo Colorado 2020 at gmail.com. Yes, it's still 2020. It's just easier to leave the email. It was just a
crazy year, so
it was. But I do have a Facebook and Instagram page, so you can go on there and follow me. I post almost every single day. I did create a Miss Rodeo Colorado's Kids Corral, which are weekly videos released on Wednesday at 10 a.m. I did a lot of them last year. I haven't done so many this year because I've been very busy with rodeos in person, which is very exciting. But those videos were created just to give someone, or people, children, anyone in general, just some kind of something to look forward to in the week, something to bring them joy, to bring us together once again over social media, and to bring awareness to the Western lifestyle, even if it wasn't in person and even if we weren't having rodeos. So I interviewed anyone from a rodeo clown, barrel racer, my veterinarian, a farrier, even my own president of the Miss Rodeo Colorado organization, who's also a Purina brand rep. So I've interviewed quite a few people.
So how does it feel to be on the other end? How am I doing? What kind of advice do you have for me,
I love
Miss
it.
Hailey?
Oh gosh, no, I'm going to be asking you for advice.
I wore my hat for you today. It's actually Parker's, my son. He got it for the rodeo the other day.
I love it. And it looks great. It's shaped well. It fits well to your face shape.
Thank you, ma'am.
I might be asking you some advice since I've just now entered the video interviewing podcast world, but the videos are still up on my Facebook page, so please feel free to go on there and look at them. I even have coloring sheets for kids, so just again allowed us to connect even if it was not in person.
How was that, in the world of rodeo, and coming from you do it every year to not having it? How was that whole area? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a shock. It was uncharted territory, as I like to say, something that we're not familiar with. So when I got the call from my national director asking me to do, or asking if I wanted to do another year, there was no second guessing. I said yes, absolutely, without hesitation. I wanted to represent this title to the best of my ability, not because I haven't received the same opportunities that girls have in years past because it's been a normal year for them, but just because I'm just so deeply passionate about this title and wanted those opportunities as well. And it was a challenging year, but we made the best that we could during the pandemic. And like I said, we did those videos.
I love
and it gave me a platform to stand upon and something to do each week. And I couldn't have been more thankful for those videos.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you did them. I can't wait to watch some of them now and have to start following you on all the things. Well, Miss Hailey, you are just amazing. What does the word influential mean to you?
The word influential means someone that is making a difference in the world. And in a world where we are judged constantly and we are ever-changing world, it's always evolving, someone that can make a change based on the situations that we are in. And in a world where we are told to be or act in a very uniform way, I think it's important to be that difference and to make someone's day if they're having a hard day, or just even the simple act of kindness. Again, being judged, and it's so easy for people to be unkind, so let's be that difference and be the kind.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen, be the kind. I love it. Well, Miss Hailey, you are an influential woman in so many ways, through your leadership, through your title, but just being you, your authentic self. You are just a good human. I could tell you're just a kind soul. So thank you for all of your words of wisdom. Thank you for inspiring so many other women, for kids, for everybody. And I wish you nothing but the best. I can't wait to see what Miss Hailey Frederiksen does in her life. So it's been an honor to have you here today.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much. And that's a wrap of the Influential Women podcast.